Hey, what's up you guys? No fuck is that? How you guys doing today? Welcome to a brand new video. Today guys, I wanted to talk about H3H3 Productions and Ethan Klein. Now, before we get into this, I want to just start off by saying I have history with Ethan Klein. Like, I used to know him, I think, since late 2014, and we used to talk a lot. Then we just stopped talking. We had a huge falling out during the whole Pyrocynical drama that he had. I've sided with Pyro in that drama, and over the years I've been putting little disses to H3H3 in my videos. So you're probably gonna expect this video to be just, haha, yeah, fuck that guy, you know, H3H3 is over. Throw rocks at him. Look at him. He messed up, dude. He messed up real bad. His channel is over. I wish H3 would die. If you expected that, this is not going to be that video. In this video, I want to take a rational take on it and discuss what H3H3 has done and does he deserve to be forgiven and what his new update video has brought to us. And honestly, I'm really conflicted on this topic because a lot of you, the viewers, probably know what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of drama surrounding his H3 podcast, which I actually really like, especially the older episodes of H3 podcast, all the episodes with really good guests. I actually really like them. I used to put them on in the background while I do homework or whatever. For my university, you know, I do like the H3 podcast. I'm not hating on it just for the reason that, you know, Ethan has quit making videos or whatever. But there's been a lot of drama going around Ethan lately. The first is that he obviously has not uploaded on his channel for a while. And you know, a lot of people are mad that he just switched to his podcast full time and he doesn't make any videos whatsoever. People also annoyed at Ethan over the things he said at the H3 podcast and also the video game that was just released, basically the H3H3 Ball Rider. A lot of people are mad about that. So first of all, I want to discuss the update video that Ethan has uploaded recently. The update video is the thing that has me conflicted about this situation right now because I want to be on Ethan's side. I want to say that he deserves to be forgiven. But at the same time, in the update video, he did not address any of the H3 podcast controversies that are going around right now. Very often on his podcast, he gets the stories wrong. The example is, you know, obviously that story about the 87-year-old grandma that was tased that Ethan flipped around and made it seem much worse than it was and blamed the policeman. He's also been commenting on such topics as politics, religion, and he just was very ignorant about that. And yet in his update video, he does not address any of that. Well, he only talks about his depression, and he addressed the situation with the game that they've released that, you know, they have not been uploading for years, and now they just released the game advertisement as their upload, you know. So this update is pretty flawed, but one thing I really don't like about this update video is the fact that it looks to me like a perfect example of YouTube manipulation. Like, remember that Bobby Burns video about YouTube manipulation? H3H3 just follows all the guidelines to YouTube manipulation in this update. He looks off the camera for 80% of the video. You know, he's got that distrust like, hey guys, I just really, I cannot talk about this. I'm so emotional when I'm talking about this, you guys. And I'm not saying that his feelings of depression and anxiety are fake, and I'm not saying he's faking it, but you can talk about this, but you don't have to act in a way that's manipulative as fuck, especially to a YouTube audience that's now trained to realize how exactly manipulation works in such cases. He also brings out the dog in the beginning of the video, and I know he jokes about it.
He really wants to be part of this video. He's feeling very left out. Everyone's like, oh, bring the dog in. Yeah. That'll make it more emotional. He's here jumping at my side, all right? Oh my God. Can you still be mad at us? Can you still be mad at us over the video game? Look at that face and tell me you're still mad at us about that video game.
He says like, haha, you guys, you see I've brought a dog into this video. You see guys, I'm manipulating you guys, but at the same time, just acknowledging it doesn't exactly mean that you haven't done it. As well, I kind of feel like in one part of the video, he tries to put blame on the viewer so that the viewer feels bad, that their, you know, comments or actions are making him feel depressed and stuff like that.
I want you to know how badly I felt from the video game thing. Like, I mean, I can't express how awful it feels, okay? But on the other hand, I understand that, you know, you guys want videos, and I want to make videos for you guys too. And so it is nice to know that you guys care, in a sense, to make me feel so awful. It's my fault, but you care to make me feel so awful, so thank you.
You know, he may not mean anything by those words, that's just what I feel. And you know, as well, Ethan has to mention everything in this video. He not only mentions himself having depression and anxiety, which I don't doubt is true once again, but he also mentions Zila's dad dying from cancer, which is once again a terrible thing, but I don't know, it just kind of feels like he's trying to say everything to make his situation seem as bad as possible.
Always make your life seem worse than it actually is.
This update video would have been much better if he actually addressed the situation with him talking about politics, religion, and sensitive issues, and he would just say that, yes guys, I know I'm a comedian, I'm not really educated on these topics, and from now on I'm gonna evade such edgy and controversial topics on my podcast to, you know, not divide my audience and not make people hate me. That is what I expected from his update video, because that's what he should be doing right now. H3H3 is an excellent comedian in my opinion. His comedy videos, his all reaction videos are genius. videos. But instead, he just completely glances over it, and he doesn't even mention the fact that, hey guys, I've been talking some shit, I apologize, I take my words back. None of that has been said in this update video, which is why I don't like it. But here's the thing, right? Just because this update video may be slightly manipulative in my opinion, once again, just because Ethan did not mention his controversies that are surrounding the H3 podcast and the things he says on there, it does not necessarily mean that he does not deserve forgiveness, that he can redeem himself with his future actions. Because honestly, in my opinion, some of the things that Ethan is being called out and demonized right now for, they're completely made up. Like, for example, the arguments about his H3H3 game. On the announcement video of that game, there are comments that are saying stuff like, oh dude, another microtransaction ridden game. Oh, there you go, Ethan has turned into everything he hates at once. You know, he used to roast all these douchebags on YouTube, and now he's releasing a game that's, you know, just made to get money from impressionable kids. Yeah, Ethan's become so greedy, he's become everything he despised. That argument is stupid because the game H3H3 Ball Rider has no microtransactions in it that actually affect the gameplay. It's only just for the skins in the game. So it's not like one of those ridiculously, you know, microtransaction-ridden games that you get on mobile devices nowadays. Yeah, people are calling him out for making a game that scams impressionable children. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I understand trying to release and advertise a game made for you when, you know, you're in this huge drama, everybody's calling you out for the things you say for the H3 podcast, and you have not uploaded to your channel in months. I agree it's not the best idea, but you not call out Ethan for being greedy in the situation because he's not scamming anybody. And once again, basically, what I want to say here is that I believe and I think that Ethan can still redeem himself. And I'm not necessarily talking about the situation with the uploads on his channel, because honestly I understand where Ethan is coming from. He's such a huge channel that, you know, got popular by, you know, making fun of idiots on the internet for, you know, calling out people that are scamming people and stuff like that. And honestly, to do that type of content, he's become kind of a too big of a channel. He's addressed it, I think, even like 2 years ago already. He's reached that point in his, you know, amount of YouTube subscribers that he just cannot make a video on any random person because his channel and the force and the influence that he has, it's way too big to roast this one person, and then, you know, all the fans and everybody, they're just gonna flock to that person and completely destroy him. So, you know, H3H3 is saying basically that he just cannot allow himself to make videos on all the people that he may want to make videos on because, you know, they are not of the same caliber as him. So, for example, with iDubbbz, when he makes content cup, he makes them on very, very big YouTubers as well that can take a hit and that can respond. And even now, iDubbbz doesn't really roast people as well because he's just become way too big for that. And so I understand why Ethan is in a bit of a crisis with his channel, and I understand that he just cannot make roast videos like he used to. He just cannot make reactions as easily and as freely as he used to. So I'm fine with him not uploading his channel too much. Of course, I would like to see uploads because I genuinely like his videos, but if he doesn't upload it, you know, he just doesn't find it, you know, fulfilling, then that's completely his choice. What I want Ethan to do though is that he needs to do much better during his H3H3 podcast. That is the place where he needs to redeem himself, because he's been talking about, once again, religion, politics, sensitive topics, and he's, you know, been saying just vague blanket statements. A lot of the things he says are just factually wrong or super over-exaggerated, and instead Ethan doesn't really mean anything by it. He just likes to over-exaggerate things naturally because he's a comedian and that's what comedians do. But you're not a political speaker or anything like that by any chance. You need to really tone that down on the H3 podcast. I know you want to talk about, you know, things that are popping, but you cannot make so many people mad every time you do it. Once again, giving an example, Anthony Fantano, he makes a lot of videos, and he sometimes makes videos talking about politics. You know, he's been talking about Jordan Peterson before, you know, in a negative light, and he's got a lot of backlash for that. He made a video making fun of Ben Shapiro, and that got a lot of backlash. But at the same time, he does not upload those videos so often, to the point where, you know, all of his subscribers are gonna turn on him. Or I would even use myself as an example. I've made videos on this. I've made a video on Lauren Southern, which is very popular on the right wing. I've talked about Miley Annapolis, Ben Shapiro, I've talked about Jordan Peterson, Paul Joseph Watson in this channel, and I, you know, made fun of them, and, you know, not Jordan Peterson, I don't actually mind him, I think he's pretty cool. But all the others I've talked about and poked fun at here and there. But me or Anthony Fantano, we don't do it very often. We talk about it, you know, here and there, but yet when you do the H3 podcast, every single episode, you talk about something political, something controversial, but really finding that balance and, you know, working more on voicing your opinion and doing more research just on such things as, you know, what grandmas getting tased and stuff like that, that could really improve the H3 podcast. And if Ethan is actually going to take those measures, if he actually is gonna work on that, then the H3 podcast would greatly improve, and in that case he would redeem himself. And this is really the scenario that I'm hoping for. I really don't want Ethan to fade away, because I do like the podcast, I do like his videos, so, you know, basically that's it. I just want Ethan to work on his politics, stop talking less about him, and, you know, let's just wait and see what happens. But honestly, I really think Ethan could still redeem himself, and he's got plenty of time to do it. But anyways guys, that is going to be pretty much it for this video. This was my take on the entire H3H3 situation and drama right now. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did agree with it, or you didn't agree, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Make sure to like this video if you did enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.